Joining us today on MSUEagles.com is the new head football coach at Morehead State, Rob Tenyer. We mentioned he's the new head coach. He's certainly not new to the program overall, spending the last 12 seasons as an assistant here for the Eagles and recently being promoted in the offseason. And Coach, it's always good to sit down and chat with you a little bit. We are, I guess, on the eve of the first spring football practice, and I know it's a pretty exciting time for you and the guys.
No question. Spring practice typically means warm weather. As we speak, it's snowing outside a little bit, so I'm concerned with that. But getting ready to start tomorrow, kick things off, and we'll have a team meeting this afternoon and just cover a few things and start our position meetings and have practice number 1 tomorrow.
Now, we mentioned you've been associated with the program for many years. I'm sure there are some concepts and ideas from previous years that you like and want to continue, and then there are probably some things that you want to change. Just break down those two categories for us if you would, and maybe tell the viewers about some of the things you hope to implement for the first time here in spring ball.
Right. Well, there's going to be a lot of new, and I shared that from the very beginning. And be honest with you, I put a percentage on it. I said about 95% of the things that we're going to do here and implement are going to be new. And so there's been a lot of change, and I think that's one of the things I'm most excited about. Is our student athletes are excited about it, they bought into it, and I think they're even looking forward to starting practice because they know there's going to be a lot of new concepts, and the capacity of our practices and the structure will be much different than before. So I'm excited about that.
In the next month or so, you'll have 14 workouts, and then the spring football game. We'll get into that here towards the end of the interview on Saturday, April 20th. But if there was a traditional workout, or if, say, a common Eagle fan came out and watched one of your spring workouts, what would they see?
Well, first of all, I'd like to really let everyone know publicly that our practices are open. We would encourage students and faculty and staff and community and of course, we always open our meetings and our practices to local high schools and college coaches, and those folks are more than welcome to come out at any time. And we're going to structure our practices on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, with typically on Saturday will be a scrimmage format, sometimes short, sometimes long, and but typical practice, you know, you've got 15 practices. And you can go only so many padded practices, so you've got to structure that in the right way to benefit your football team. And so we've done that. We've got a good schedule in place. Typically, those first 5 practices we'll spend a lot more extra individual time, technique time, and teaching fundamentals and reteaching fundamentals. And we really want this to be a football 101 spring. And so after that, we'll get into a lot more group work. We'll do a lot more type short scrimmages and game-like situations as we go.
Rob Tenyer, the head football coach at Morehead State, visiting with us today on MSUEagles.com. And Coach, let's kind of break down the personnel, if you will, into 2 categories. You've got a good group of returning players, guys who saw significant time last year during the regular season. Then you've got a group of guys, some of your redshirt freshmen from this past year and other guys who maybe didn't see the field but have an opportunity to impress you and this new coaching staff during the spring workouts.
Right. And we'll go back to one of the first things I originally told our current student athletes was we did not want this to be a rebuilding process. We're going to build upon the things that we did well, and then we're going to restructure some things that we know we need to get better at. And we've been pretty good on offense. I truly believe that we can be more efficient and we can play at a higher tempo and score more points. And ultimately, that's what we want to do on offense. Defense is going to be a lot of new, and we're going to start from the ground up. And I'm excited about that side of the football. We've got a lot of good personnel coming back. We've got our leading tackler, Jordan Hendricks, coming back, and we're going to move him around and play him in some different spots. And I'm extremely excited on both sides of the ball about some of the young men that we redshirted last year. We worked extremely hard in the weight room and in the off season, and I'm really looking forward to evaluating some of those young players. and just some guys that stick out to me on both sides offensively. We've got a quarterback competition, first one in 4 years, and with Boone Goldsmith and Logan Johnson, and we're excited about both of them. And then we've got some really good skill players on offense that played a little bit and were a big part of what we've done the last few years, but are really ready for a breakout type season. And of course, Reese McSherry, our 1,000-yard rusher, is back, and Cyrus Strom, who played a slot position for us last year and is a dynamite type player, and he's going to play inside and outside a little bit. Brandon Barnhauser returns, and we've got some good playmakers over there. And defensively, we've got some guys that we're excited about. Mike Jackson at our strong safety, Trey Watkins at cornerback, which is a position that will need to be replaced with 2 graduating seniors. And we've got some guys over there, some young guys at redshirt that we're really excited and looking forward to evaluating this spring as well.
I know you're excited about your coaching staff. You've assembled a really good group of guys, good people first and foremost, and from what I understand, excellent football coaches. You read some of the backgrounds and the bios on some of these guys, and we've posted a lot of releases and videos on the website. But if you want to expand on that a little bit and just talk about the overall excitement of your new assistants.
Well, I think they may be more excited about the players getting on the field tomorrow, because we've been through a tremendous transition here as far as recruiting and putting this staff together, and then updating all of our facilities and the things that we've been dealing with the last 2.5, 3 months. So they're excited to get on the field, and the thing I'm excited is we've got a staff that is committed to doing things the right way, and they're also committed to bringing tremendous effort to the practice field. And I think that's the difference that our football team will see. We've got some young guys, we've got some older guys, but we've got a lot of enthusiasm, and I'm excited to see that as well.
Let's talk a little bit about the 3 C's, as you call them. You started at your press conference discussing the 3 C's, and I know you want that to kind of be the general principles for your program moving forward. And I was talking to you off camera about an interview you did with head men's basketball coach Sean Woods, and you cited 3 goals that I thought were really worthy of repeating, if you want to do that as well.
Sure. We'll start with that, and that's the 3 things I wanted to our program to be recognized about. And number 1 is we want to educate and graduate our student athletes. That's our priority. We want to make these young people marketable when they leave here with a college degree, and prepare them for the real world. And that's objective number 1. The other one, number 2, was our players getting involved in developing campus and community camaraderie. And I think that's very important. We want our campus and the local community to be proud of this football team, and we're going to be out in the public. We're going to do community service, and we're going to be involved. They're going to know our football players and our football coaches, and so that's an important aspect of your college athletic experience. And then number 3 is we want to win the PFL championship. That's our goal. Every year we line up and play, that's our goal. So we're going to take 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time, and with the last 2-3 weeks of the season, we want an opportunity to win this conference. And now being an automatic qualifier, it changes the landscape. And I've been saying that for about 8 weeks now, and it does. It changes things dramatically, and so we're excited about it. We're gonna work our tail off to have a chance there those final 2-3 weeks of the season and compete for a championship. That's our goal here.
We mentioned the spring football game on Saturday, April 20th, obviously open to the public. We'd like to see as many Eagle fans here at Jane Stadium as possible. I know you're going to have some administrative meetings for that game later this week to discuss your vision, but just in general terms, what would you hope to accomplish at that? And I know you'd love to see a big crowd here at the stadium.
No question about that. That's number 1, and I want the campus to be out, the community to be out. We're also going to have a tailgate reunion, and we've sent a postcard here last week inviting former football players, alumni, families, friends, and even our prospective student athletes that have signed and committed to come here and their families to join as well. We anticipate a large crowd. We encourage everyone to come out and support Eagle football. The format will depend a lot on our health at that time and depth, but looking at outside in, I'd like to be able to play first half of a football game and then set up some game type scenarios and some special teams during the second half of maybe a running clock and stuff like that.
Again, for the full spring football schedule, visit msueagles.com, and as we mentioned, the Eagles will get underway tomorrow, which is Tuesday the 26th. And Coach Rob Tenyer, we appreciate your time today, and we'll check in with you again soon.
Thank you.